Now, let's talk about the extraordinary rescue of a hostage held by Hamas since October 7. Kaid Farhan al-Qadi was one of 8 Arab Bedouin Israelis abducted on October 7 and was rescued from a tunnel in what the Israeli military are calling a complex operation in the southern Gaza Strip. There were joyous scenes as he and his family were reunited in hospital. The family were running to his bedside after hearing news of his rescue. Douglas, those who say Israel is a apartheid state really need to explain to us how the whole country is celebrating the rescue of an Arab Muslim Bedouin.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's just wonderful and remarkable news. As the months have gone on and on, there's been so much fear about the well-being or even whether the hostages like him are alive. And it's so heartening to every Israeli and everyone outside who cares about human life that this man should have been saved. As you mentioned, I mean, it's a bad day for the Israel apartheid lobby. Because they have to explain, as we're seeing in the pictures there, how a Muslim Bedouin father can be surrounded by his children at his bedside, being treated by an Orthodox Jewish doctor in this allegedly apartheid state. So yes, I mean it's a wonderful thing in itself. Wonderful to see him home and reunited with his family, and obviously everyone hopes that the rest of the hostages will be able to have the same happy conclusion to their appalling treatment by Hamas. But yes, it's a bad day for all those people who want to continue to lie about Israel and who pretend that the society is something that it just isn't. And Israel is a society where Muslims, Jews, Christians, and others all have equal rights. And Hamas, of course, wants to take away every one of those rights and has done everything it can to do so.
And we saw in some of that footage him taking a call from Benjamin Netanyahu whilst on his hospital bed. So some rare good news in that region today. Now, I want to ask you about Keir Starmer. He's still railing against what he calls right-wing extremism. Let's have a listen.
A mindless minority of thugs who thought that they could get away with causing chaos, smashing up communities and terrifying minorities, vandalising and destroying people's property.
But Douglas, we've seemed to have heard very little condemnation of the lawlessness and violence in the Notting Hill Carnival that just took place. There were 334 arrests, 8 people stabbed, and the media too were at pains to paint this mayhem as mostly peaceful and enjoyable day. Have a quick look at this clip from Sky News UK.
And they said a man believed to be in his 20s has been stabbed. His injuries are not life-threatening. But overall, it's been a really peaceful and enjoyable day.
Douglas, this is not the first time there has been trouble at the Notting Hill Carnival, but I'm perplexed. Not much condemnation from the political class and even the authorities, though they've made a lot of arrests, aren't exactly naming and shaming those who have been charged with offences.
No, I mean, there's only one way to really understand this and this astonishing double standard, which is the Notting Hill Carnival is one of the holy days of diversity-obsessed Britain. And you're not allowed to in any way insult or blaspheme the holy places on this holiest of days. The Notting Hill Carnival every year has stabbings and break-ins and outbreaks of lawlessness, and police officers are molested by so-called carnival goers, and the police just stand around and get molested. And it happened again this year. If this was a non-holy day in the diversity calendar, and it was white working class people who are, of course, all far-right racists now, of course, if it was white working class people, it would be a totally different story. But no, this is one of the great holy days of diversity. And so the Sky News went there in the same way that CNN famously did during the George Floyd riots, into the area of mostly peaceful, violent protests, and the city behind you can be burning down, but it's a mostly peaceful burning down. And on this occasion, yes, a parent was stabbed pushing their child in a pram, but it was a mostly peaceful stabbing, you see, because it was all about diversity. And as we all know, diversity is our strength.
Always. Before you go, I want to ask you about Mark Zuckerberg. He's admitted that Meta, that's Facebook and Instagram, were pressured by the Biden-Harris administration to censor COVID-19 content that they wrongly claimed was disinformation. The timing of all this is very interesting. What do you make of Zuckerberg's about face here? Because he seemed to be quite happy with the censorship and the suppression of news, but is he perhaps fearing a second Trump term and what that could mean for Meta?
It's interesting. I mean, it's one of those sort of stories where it's sort of years later, after everyone knew something, somebody admits that the thing everyone else knew was true. I mean, everybody saw in real time what happened with Facebook and other platforms in relation to COVID misinformation. Of course, misinformation and disinformation turned out only to be things that weren't wanted to be uttered on social media by the governments. It was an extraordinary overreach, as it was in the case of the Hunter Biden story, which Mark Zuckerberg also mentioned. His platforms have been told not to run because it was disinformation, only for us, all to find out very shortly afterwards that actually it's far from disinformation. The laptop was true. The New York Post knew that. Anyone reading the New York Post knew that. Mark Zuckerberg and his clever, employees at Facebook and things, however, didn't seem to know that. But they've realized it 4 years later, Rita. So I'd imagine we can look forward to sometime in 2027 or 2028, Mark Zuckerberg telling us that, for instance, Joe Biden wasn't an entirely fit candidate to run for a second term as president, and they've just realized it, and they're sorry that they helped cover up and say that all that stuff was fake news. It turns out actually the news was true, but thank you for the apology 4 years later. We can look forward to this. It's only the greatest social media platforms in the planet zinging information to us at the press of a button. Only they can be found to have about a 4-year wait time to catch up with everyone else. It's wonderful.
Yes, and it's just thank God they're not in any way political, particularly Meta. It's not like the Zuckerberg donated $400 million of his own money in 2020 to help fortify that election. Douglas Murray, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Great pleasure as always, Rita. Thank you.